Another question is about Kongtru's view, Shentong, and the Kagyu lineage. So you mentioned that Jamgo Kongtru's view on Buddha nature was influenced by Shentong view, especially by Taranatha. If I understood you right, can you please elaborate a bit more specifically if there's an influence on the current understanding in the Kagyu lineage?
Yeah, I think a lot of people still, if I understand the question correctly, I think a lot of people still in the Kagyu tradition are very strongly oriented towards the view of Jamgo Kongtru based on the treasury of knowledge, because that's kind of, like the Kamakaji Bible, so to speak, since it came about. And but it needs to be clear that the treasury of knowledge is really pulling from different sources. There's also a lot of Shakya Chokden in there. There's a lot of Taranatha, Samdal Popa. There's, of course, a lot of Nyingma material also in there. And when one looks at the whole thing together, then it is not necessarily that everything always fits seamlessly together, because Jamgo Kongtru pulls from different sources that don't necessarily always agree. However, the mainstream presentation of, I think, Kamakaji of Shentong after him was mainly based on the treasure of knowledge. And I think these days it gets a little bit more differentiated, because people look into, the texts of major Kamakaji figures before Jamgo Kongtru. And for example, also His Holiness Karmapa recently gave a lecture series on supposedly the 30 stanzas of Vasubandhu, but then he went basically the big picture of Yogacara, and also he talked about Shentong and Rangtong and Buddha nature and all those kinds of things. And so that was a very interesting presentation. That was more based on like Dvat Karmapa, It Karmapa, and others in that regard. And by the way, he said pretty clearly that the third Karmapa is a Shentongpa. So, and if anybody, he should know.
There you go. That's great.